Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the fifth episode now. Yeah, fifth episode of Casting My Climbs. So, we're going to go over the teams for now. So, on the blue team, we have in the top lane Kale. Amu is going to be the jungler. Galio the mid laner. Jin is going to be the bot carry, and Zyra the support. On the red side, we got Nakali in the top lane, Trundle in the jungle, Tiger's going to be the mid laner, Silver the bot carry, and Tarek the support. Okay, immediately a ward placement. That's kind of usual in this lane. Once again, I will point out I am the bot carry in this one. Tarek goes in for a stun immediately on to Zyra, but they do take a bit of an exchange there. Half HP off of the Silver there. Has to pop the potion immediately. About a quarter off of the Tarek, so it's not the best exchange, I would say, right now in the bot lane. So we'll have to see how this one develops further. Silver is trying to play careful. Tarek goes for the stun, doesn't get it though. And another force shot into the Tarek here, so quite a bit of pressure. Vigar's getting pressured as well by the Galio here. So quite a bit of a rough up-and-coming matchup here already. Well, first strike on the Vigar makes sense in a lot of situations, but it can be kind of iffy with the Galio. If the Galio can create a bit of room here, Kale doesn't look so good against the Akali, which is not really a favorable matchup. Stun from the Tarek does take the force shot there. Q goes through there. Sivir gets rooted up here. Not a good position here. There is already that one. First blood goes to the Zyra. And a lot of flashes went out of there. Tarek does have Ignite, but that's the only thing that's left from their bot lane here. First blood goes over to the red team, so that creates in about 2 minutes and 8 seconds a good 1-0 lead already. Gala looking for something, but the cage comes out of there and not much about that either. Sivir trying to be very aggressive, gets rooted up and 2 plants next to her, so that's not a position you really want to be in if you're our Sivir. Sivir did elect to go for the Ricochet instead of the Spell Shield, so that's a bit of something she did decide. Oh, good jump there and Ignite, and that's a kill for the Akali. Oh, root on to the Sivir. She's pretty low. Dancing Grenade finishes the job here. Ignite comes out of there, but the barrier from the Jhin opens up this one. I think I already mentioned it, but once again, I am the Jhin in this game. So, 1 kill, 2-1 already is the score. About a 700 goal lead is right now on the books here. Kill for the Jhin, a kill for the Zyra, and an assist for the Jhin as well, while the Akali in the top lane did get the kill for the red team. Tarek going pretty aggressive here for them, not looking so good here. Trundle goes on top of the Galio. Galio gets a good taunt out of there. Trundle's trying to get some damage in here, but good Q from the Amumu claims the kill there. Galio comes back in there, not really much to be done about that one, and they let off, so 3-1. Blue team is looking good here. Blue team looking absolute gorgeous here, and Amumu did get that scuttle, so Trundle should probably head towards the bot lane to pick up the bot side scuttle, if there's the possibility. It's rated dirt for the Jhin already on top of there. Sivir did not take that tower shot, so that's a good opportunity here. For the kill, I'm a bit surprised. She's a bit too aggressive here. There is the shroud now from the Akali. She does get the hit on her E there and forces the flash out of the Kale, and that's not a good thing for the Kale. And this is really the point I would look at right now. Kale does not win this matchup really well anymore, especially since the Akali already has a kill, so that's something you should be avoiding doing. I mean, the Akali's playing it well with slowly taking out the wave. But if I were the Kale, I probably would sit back and say, okay, I'll just take what I can get really right now, because not much else is really to be done here. But while the top lane is looking rough for the blue team, the bot lane is looking rough for the red team. With the pressure being already put on top of everything here. Galio comes in there, gets a good taunt on the Viger, puts a lot of damage on, the cage is off, and Galio just walks away with taking almost 0 damage out of that fight. Okay, so there's a lot of pressure being opened up here right now. The red team is trying to find a way to open this one up as much as they can. Akali is pushing far forward, does take a tower shot, so this could be an opportunity, but jumps immediately onto the Kayle, and she has no opportunity to get out of there. Not even the tower finishes the Akali off, and she just gets out of dodge. 530, 3-2, and about 1,000 gold lead. And yeah, that's something to keep in mind. The Akali could be a monster to play against right now. Akali goes in there, gets a good jump on there, Justice Punch, and gets the taunt as well. And Viger is forced to flash away here. Galio with his electrocute, putting a lot of pressure. It's a Galio, so there is a bit of room to play around, to be honest, for the Viger, but honestly, the Galio's putting a lot of pressure on this Viger. He's not having the time to really farm out. You can really see it in the CS difference already. Same on the top lane. The Akali has full pressure on this one. Kayle should not be really trying to play this much out. As soon as she starts losing HP, she's going to pay the price. Blue side has the bot lane priority right now. Taric gets rooted up there. Not enough damage, though, to really take him out there, but I think they're fine with the situation, however it's going right now. Rundle is moving into the bot side river there, going on top of the Amumu, but Galio's coming in with the ultimate. Immediately gets a taunt up onto the Trundle, and no chance whatsoever. Root up, the wrap hit as well. The second one goes as well, and that's just another kill there. And 4-2 it is now. And Mumu has 2 kills on this Trundle already. The Galio has been playing well with the rotations here. Taunt comes in there, cage is up, but he's in the cage with them, and that's not where you want to be. There's the ultimate as well, and Galio claims Viger's life, and then Mumu gets to live here. Akali once again goes to her ATM in this game, and that is right now the Kayle. Or shot goes up. Goes on the Sivir, which makes more sense. The tower shot, and Akali barely gets out of that one again. The Kayle has no chance to challenge this whatsoever. Kayle should just be sitting in the back, really trying to pick up what she can. This Akali's not going to give her room. 2 levels difference already here in the top lane, so right now, red side's win condition is the Akali, but there's still a 2,000 gold lead for the blue side and the Infernal Drake on top of that. Simple recall here. Bami Cinder on the Galio, so he's going to go for the Hall of Radiance. It's quite a good choice here. He did go back, couldn't pick up the Collector yet, so that's something to keep in mind right now. Akali once again gets on top of the Kayle. Kayle doesn't really have an opportunity here. Akali not going to pull the trigger there. That's a bit surprising. Does give the ultimate from Kayle a bit of mulligan here. However, not anymore. There's the old Akali knows now what she has to play it with Kayle. Does wisely get away from there. If she didn't, that would have been a death. No, she walks once again in. Akali's going to take it. Advantage of that one. Ignite is out there. No chance whatsoever. And Akali claims her 4th kill on this Kayle already. So right now it's going to be a very interesting situation how this develops. And the blue team wisely enough says, okay, we have to give up the grubs. They've got Akali there who has 4 kills. We're not going to mess with that. We can kill the Trundle. We can kill the Viger. But we're not going to mess with the Akali right now, which is a wise choice, I would say. And that's going to be the thing. The Akali is right now, for the red team, their win condition. Viker could become one with the stacks, but right now he is not in a good position. That's something else to keep in mind. Trundle is rotating into the mid lane, as it looks like, but right now we have our focus on the bot lane. Oh, Taric gets rooted up there. Deadly Flourish doesn't trigger there. Trundle goes in on to the Galio. Galio doesn't really give a damn about that one and just gets out of dodge. Oh, Taric is pretty low already. There's a lot of damage being put up there. Curtain Call comes out of there. The ult comes away, so Tarek has a chance to survive this. One shot is left there. No! The Curtain Call puts him down. Fourth shot of the Curtain Call puts him down. 6-4, about 10 minutes and 10 seconds on the clock. The lead is still around, it's almost 3,000, but it's right now 2,700 about right now, so it is coming in there. Kale's being quite greedy if we look at the top side, but she managed to move out of dodge there before you think it was around, but right now, one of the points is the Jhin is close, should with the next back get his collector on top right now. Maybe a bit more. We'll see what comes around for this one. If there could be, for example, a BF serve. But first, we got the Galio coming in there once again. Does get caught in the cage. Oh, Zyros in a bad spot right now. She is alone. What's the Jhin recall there? Zyros trying to find a way out of this one. Amumu can't get in there. And Sivir claims Zyros' life there. A bit of a risky one, I would say. You kind of want to back off there. Okay, that's something I have to criticize myself for. Why do I have the cloth armor there? That's not a wise choice. The Akali is mostly AP. You got a lot of AP on the Viger. You gotta more worry about your AP opponents, because honestly the Sivir and the Tarek are getting beaten already here. Kale is moving a bit far forward for my taste right now, with how this match has been going down right now. Viger comes in, disrupts the recall of Amumu, but not really much about that one. Cage is being thrown out there. Okay, the cage did stop that trap, and Akali's in a good situation there, forces that ult out of there. Good flash there. Ignite comes out of there, and Akali gets to pick up another kill. Sivir picks up the Essence Reaver, so that's another thing to keep an eye out for. Priority is on the blue side, though, around everything here. Drake Pit. Trundle's sitting around here. This could get it to an interesting situation. Trundle looking for an opportunity here. Comes with the pillar. Misses that one. Gets rooted up immediately. Doesn't get knocked up by the plants, but this is not a good situation in. Flash in on the Jhin. A lot of damage being put out on the Jhin. Jhin is holding up here right now. Gets the shot. Takes down the Trundle. And I don't know what the hell the Trundle was doing there. I probably thought he had it. Curtain Call being pulled up here. Shot 1, 2, misses. The second one misses. The third one seems to miss as well. And the fourth one doesn't put anybody down either. But the jungler is down, and Mumu is taking advantage of that one, clearing out the top side of the Trundle after everything that went down there. And 3 kills on the Jhin. Recall is there. Yeah, I'm questioning I gotta be honest, I'm questioning myself right now. Why played it? I mean, yeah, the Trundle could be a good pot. The Sivir, I mean, it could be for the lane phase, I thought, at that point, but I'm not too sure. Amumu gets on top of the Akali, but not really much about that one. Akali gets on top of the Kale. Does Kale have ult? Doesn't look like that one, but Amumu finds it. And Akali's not in a good position right now. Amumu gets on top of her, claims her life there, and that is a good play, honestly, for this blue team. 8-6, 3,000 gold lead right now. Void Grubs did wander over to the red side, but otherwise, really looking good here. Taunt on the Viger. Galio is putting in a lot of damage. The ult comes out of there, nothing about it, and Galio ults out of dodge completely. This Galio is playing really well here. You got a lot of problems here for this red team right now. You got the bot lane where you have a big lead. The Akali is going to go for the Kale. Of course she is. Does get that one. Oh, there's the ult there. Can the ult go through there? Yes, it can. So that's something to keep in mind there. Curtain Call is on a cooldown, so not much to be done about that one either. And that is... the Deadly Flourish is probably on cooldown, but there's a lot of priority being built up through everything, giving Amumu the room to really claim this dragon. Leander's Torment now on the Zyra, so that's going to be another big score about this one. We got a moment of reprise right now, so let's look at what's going on here. We got the Nash's Tooth on the Kale, so she has a bit something. The lead is not as horrendous as it could be, honestly. Well, the Gunblade is available on the Akali as well as the Sorcerer's Shoes. For the Amumu, he has the Leandris, which a lot of Amumu's build. I understand why you want a bit of damage there, but I'm not really the biggest fan of it. And the plated, oh, there is now the Trundle, but he just takes one tower shot and takes a bite there. Curtain Call comes out of there. Unfortunately, doesn't get the score you really want to see. And that's going to be right now how the situation develops further. Akali goes once again onto the Kale. Kale's not looking good. There's the ult. This could be an opportunity, though. And, okay, Akali has to back off there. Galio gets heavily pressured here right now, but not really much about this one. And just taking the tower shot there. Meanwhile, the Akali has created so much priority that Trundle can claim the top side objectives. Meanwhile, the bot side objectives are not in his favor. So we see the Amumu with the Leandris, we see the Trinity for the Trundle, and oh yeah, Akali's once again going in there, takes another bite out of this Kale, and this is not a good situation here. Zyra did come topside, and is in a bit of a pressure situation right now. Trundle's taking quite a bit of damage there. Zyra could get a good knock up here, gets a knock up here, Ignite is out as well. This could do a lot of damage onto the Trundle. Trundle's burning slowly down. Is the Leandris enough? Yes, it is! Oy, 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 oy. Dark Seal on the Akali makes a lot of sense with how this game has developed up till now. And we do see right now how this is playing out. We see the Hollow Radiance and a Thornmail already on the Galio. He hasn't bought boots yet, but he does have quite an advantage right now, I would say. Amumu is sitting around here, not really doing much about that. Well, the Vigar does have the Rod of Ages, so that's something to keep an eye out for, but not much else right now. Jhin is sitting on the Collector while the Sivir has her Essence Reaver. Both have boots done, plated for the Jhin, Berserker for the Sivir, and Zyra went for the Leandris. Well, the Taric doesn't have anything yet done. I think that's going to be a Locket, I would guess, right now, just out of perspective. Oh, there's a lot missing once again here, and okay, Kale's holding up, but still 3 levels. Don't fight it, don't fight it. Now they're trying to delay the timer, probably to get the tower. The tower first blood is an interesting situation right now. There's a lot of push being put on to here right now. Kale goes for the ult to clear this out. Tower shot goes through. Akali takes 2 shots, but has to back away now. Now it's going to be an interesting situation. Trundle is in the bot side river, has to run away from the Galio and Amumu. This is a situation you don't really want to be in. Zyra's clearing out that tri-bush. This is an interesting situation. The tower is pretty low, gets taken out. Zyra has to now find a way out of this one, flashes away. Does get root up still, though. Zyra gets on top of that one, doesn't get the knock up there. Curtain Call, 1 hit, 2 hits, and that's gone. And that is tower first blood for the blue team, though. There is the answer immediately from the Akali taking one out, and they're taking the mid lane turret as well. So there's quite a bit of trade-off here. Kali, who's now 4 levels ahead of the Kale. Oh, actually 3 levels. Barely the level up timer. Infinity Edge now on the Jhin. Amumu picked up the Sunfire Aegis, so there's quite a bit now moving around here. Taric is top side. Of course, you want to support, as the support, you really want to support the player who is right now ahead, and that's the play you were going to go around. Meanwhile, oh, they jump on top of the Taric. It's not in a good situation there. Akali gets the kill there, but she still has to find a way out of this one. Gets rooted up. She's still barely living on, but Amumu pulls the ult there. Now Galio's ult comes in as well. Taric bites the dust, tunnels a little here now left, and that goes to the Kale. And 3 for 1. 1 support goes down, and 3 members of the red team fall at the same time. Magi Soul Stealer comes into the play, But you can't forget she just died, so she loses a lot of those stacks. So with the 0 stack start, not good. Locket is now done on the Tarek as well. So quite a bit of something moving around here. And now it's going to be a really interesting situation. Drake is up there. Kale gets a bit of a chance to really take something about this one. Duskendon should be her next item on the docket, I would say. But we got to look at how it's going. They were looking to push out the wave right now with the Ricochet quite nicely to be done here. Clears out the wave as well. Kale maybe a bit too far forward here. Akali sees that immediately. Does get the tag from the tower, but her E didn't hit there. Kale's trying to find a way out of this one. Managed to speed boost away. We do have a Mountain Drake up. Oh, Akali is gonna pick up the Kale once again. Unfortunately there. Not much of an opportunity. Amumu doesn't have an ult for this fight yet. Galo comes in there, gets a good taunt onto the Tarek though. Oh, Amumu's on top of the Trundle. Not much to be done about that one. Cage hits the Jhin there, but not really much otherwise. Good ult there. Root up onto the Tarek, who managed to get out of dodge, but Sivir falls as well. But once again, that opens up another Drake, and that's going to be what's going to happen. Sivir picks up the Navari Flicker Blades now. So Sivir is keeping up with the pace of the Jhin. However, the problem is that right now the red team are not finding the fights they really want to have. We're almost at 5,000 gold lead right now in favor of the blue team. We're 15-11 at 21-37. Quite a bit of damage here from the Zyra actually on this Viger. I don't really know if this would be what you want to have happen. Tarek managed to get out of dodge, and the Jhin more focused around that one. Good route onto the Viger. Zyra gets caught in the cage, and Akali is now here to create some more havoc. This is another part we have to keep in mind right now. The Akali is ahead. She wants to find the Jhin, honestly. Archangel Staff now done on the Viger as well, so that was his second item here. Galio, meanwhile, still hasn't built boots. Bit surprising about that one. We'll see what develops out of this one. Jhin picked up a Noon Quiver. Probably, as far as I know how I play Jhin, it's going to be the Lord Dominic's. Would be, in my mind, the opportunity. Normally, your ADC would move into the mid lane. However, since you see Kale and Galio there, Jhin decided to go for the bot lane. Oh, gets on top of that one. Taunt on both of them. The cage is there. Kale, unfortunately, stumbles into that cage and gets taken out there. Looking for some blood here. 4 are in the mid lane. They're going for the kill pretty aggressively, but they do back off before they go too deep in there. Drake is up in 320, so there's a lot of time. Baron would be on the dock, but I don't think that any team can really go for the Baron right now. The gold lead is stabilizing a bit, I would say, right now. But one of the things you do have to look at right now, you got a Jhin with 600 bounty, you got an Amumu with 700 bounty, you have a Galio with 300 bounty, so a lot of gold is on the field for the red team to claim. Not enough yet to really to do that. Immediately the Galio ult to stop the pressure. Cage goes up. Zyra is immediately taken out of play here. However, Akali, the big carry of her team, is in a bad situation right now. Has to find a way to dodge out of this one. However, the fight could break out here on the side. Tarek moves in pretty heavily. Amumu gets a great 3-man ult there. This is an opportunity right now, and Tarek falls before even the ult goes off. This could be a bad situation right now. Root on the Viger. Akali jumps into the back line. This could be an opportunity, but Akali is in a not a good spot there. Takes the 4-shot, goes down. Curtain call is being pulled out of here. One shot hits the Trundle. The second one doesn't hit either, and Trundle barely managed to walk out of this one, but it's going to be interesting if they can survive this still. Amumu looks for another pull in there. Trundle not in good spot, but that deadly flourish puts him down. 8 kills for the Jhin. Viger does find a way out of this one. but still not looking good here for this team. And let's see, Akali picked up the Galio, so at least the one you want to have the kill gets the kill there. But still, you traded 4 for 1. No, well, 2 actually, because the Zyra did fall before the fight actually happened. Hello, Dominic's Regard is going to be the next item on the Jhin. TP in the back. This could get very interesting right now. Galio's TPing in the back. Galio is close by as well, so there could be an interesting play around this one. Galio finds her before she even has an opportunity to really play around this one. Gets rooted up, and the blue team just back away wisely enough. However, we still have quite a bit of time before the next Drake pops up. About a minute there. Amumu's in no man's land. Gets her 5-man ult there. Galio tries to charge in there, but not much about that one. However, there's a lot of damage to be dealt here. Dancing Grenade doesn't bounce anywhere, so that's a bit of an advantage here right now. This could be a chance, right, to play this one out, but we'll have to see how this one goes. Tarik's recall gets cancelled there. Tarik is very, very low. Kale's a bit far forward for my taste right now. She does pull out her ultimate, so there's an opportunity to be done here. Tarik barely survives that one, but Jhin doesn't want to commit fully on that. Silver would have flanked from the side, so that's another thing to keep in mind right now. A lot of damage on the board here. Galio does get hit by the cage there, managed to walk away. Drake is up in about 9 seconds, so there's an opportunity here. Mumu is barely up right now. So this is going to be a 3v3 fight without a jungler here in position right now. Kali's a few steps away, so that's another thing to keep in mind right now. Zyra gets almost immediately wiped out, so she should be a non-factor in this fight. So this could be an advantage right now for the red team. It could be a recall from the Galio. He could just TP in there. He's going to TP in from the side. Tarik pushes on top of the Zyra, takes her out there. That's another opportunity being done here. Jhin pulls out the curtain call, aims that one in there. How does the damage look? The red team does claim the Drake there, but however, they're taking quite a bit of damage already. There, the Akali goes in on top of the KO, takes one out there. Galio with a great ult into 4-man. Jhin has right now no shots left for this fight. Throws it in and Dancing Grenade. One goes down there. Trundle follows. Viger goes down as well. Tarik is now on the run right now. Flash. Stun up there. Is the Deadly Flourish available? Is available, but not enough room to get on top of him. 3 for the Jhin. Drake does wander over to the red team, but Akali is not finding room right now. She picks up the Seeker's Arm Guard. Deadman played for the Trundle, and Sivert goes for the Infinity Edge. So there's a lot of opportunity here. Tarik, okay, does get the stun off. He has to still be careful about this one, though. If he makes a wrong step, he could just immediately go boom. As we do see, this Jhin has quite a bit on the board. He backs off right now. He probably has his Lord Dominic's Regard in the hands. Bandle Pipes now for the Tarik. Jhin going for the recall. Should, as I said, be definitely Lord Dominic's Regard done. That's exactly what's going to pop up here. And Noon Quiver going to go for the Hex Optics to extend the damage what you have on the Jhin, because I think, if I remember correctly, that's going to be about 75% damage crit. 25, 25, 25, yeah. Get that up, and then you can kind of go for your armor or whatever items you really need to restrain them. So one Drake is still away from Soul for that one. Akali immediately goes on to the Kale. Kale has a bit more of an answer though now, but not enough. Not enough there. The Kale's not looking good. Amumu's having great clears right now, let's be honest about that one. Amumu's just clearing out whatever he can get. Oh, Sivert took one hit from that Dancing Grenade and almost a quarter of her HP is just immediately gone here. Zonia's is now done for the Akali, so she has another item. Right now we got a 3-item Jhin, we got a 4-item Akali, and a 3-item Sivir here. Morelos is on the Syra as well. Does get a good root up there. The ult comes out as well to give her a bit of an advantage here. But one thing we do have to keep in mind right now, String of Thorns has been used there by the Zyra, so that's something to play around right now. However, a lot of pressure is going to be put on this game. Now, new quiver on the Sivir, so she's probably going to go for the same thing that Lord Dominic's here. This fight could get really risky. Trundle has to be very careful. A lot of them have to be very careful. Good hit there. Tarek takes quite a bit of damage. Gets rooted up there. Curtain Call being pulled in here. Galliot as well. Tarek is going to bite the dust there. And the Trundle as well. And that is 2 down once again here for this red team. They're not finding the opportunities here. Amumu is holding on here quite nicely. Does get a good stun there on the Akali. Akali's trying to do a lot more for this one right now. There is the rotation coming in. Great kill ult there. Jin claims another life there. And that is a dead Viger. Akali's trying to hold on as much as she can, but she doesn't have much HP left here. And yeah, she gets to TP out of here. And that's gonna probably be just Baron. Oh, and the Deadly Flourish does claims her life. And that is an ace. And this should just immediately be blue team pulling that one in. And Jin is signaling for that one. 2 are pushing in there. I'm not too sure if that's the best choice. And we're at 22 seconds. Oh, there is now the Trundle going in here, trying to get on top, but the Strangler Thorns once again zone a bit away here. Meanwhile, Baron is in the hands of the blue team, and looks like there's not going to be any challenge for that one, and immediately picked up here. We're at 27-21 at 31-45 here. X-Tech Optics on the Jin. So another item, Jack Show on the Amuma as well. So that's going to be another big item spike. And we're about 8,000 gold lead right now, I would say. We look at the similar positions. We see the Akali has a big lead. However, Kayle once again pushed a bit too far forward, finds the Trundle, and Akali here gets put up there. Just use her ult there. Just put a bit of damage into the Trundle. That's something to keep an eye out for. If you can see the item difference, you got 3,000 difference on the Akali to the Kayle. Then you got a huge lead from the Amumu. Let's be honest about that one. Akali is TPing in there, so that's they're going to stake on this Drake fight. They're going to stake a lot on this Drake fight, and they do have to. However, they have to be very careful how they play this one out. They try to pressure the Zyra here. Curtain Call being used here really right now. A lot of hits here. You get a good hit onto the Viger, and the Drake is now in movement. Galliot comes in there. There is the Tarek ult as well, so there's quite a bit of time to buy here. But Tarek bites the dust as soon as that's over. Amumu jumps on top of the Viger. He goes down as well. Galliot takes a kill, but Viger takes out 2. Kali goes on top of the Jin. Jin has 1 shot left and takes her out, and that's a 1 fight. A quadra for the Jin. And we got immediately the recall here. Kayle's pushing in the mid tower. Should probably pick that one up. Last Whisper on that done. And honestly right now, Kayle is just pushing in. Guardian Angel is done on the Jin, so he has now a bit of survivability as well. They could go for the Drake, let's be honest about that one. It'd probably be the choice, but Kayle's pushing in just the turret, the Nexus in, which honestly is right now working quite well. Tarek tries to get a stun here. Timer is still a bit low here, let's be honest about that. And they get both of those, and Tarek gets rooted up and put down. Oh, Trundle they go on top of the Kayle, which I don't think would be the wisest choice. You kind of want to pick up the Jin here. Galliot comes in there, gets immediately on top of there. Good taunt onto the Trundle, and Trundle bites the dust as well. Akali goes for the Jin, tries to find something out of there. However, the problem for the Akali is the Jin has a Guardian Angel now. Sivir just stands there for a moment, gets put down. Akali goes into the Zonias, goes as well. Viger is the lone survivor, and the red team decide enough is enough. Triple for the Jin once again, and surrender that one. And that is a good win here. I get a few more LP. I don't know how much, but I do move up from Silver 3 to Silver 2. And with that, that is that match. So, everybody, goodbye and good night.